Hey everyone, I'm Lindsey, the Energy Architect, and I'm here with your Potent Pathways forecast for the month of September. So, welcome. Wow, what an August, shall I say? If I can be brutally honest, that was kind of a nightmare. There was a lot going on for me personally. I mean, hence my glow up. I'm in my glow up era after my tumultuous August of ending a relationship, completely, reimagining and reinvigorating my two businesses. I am now putting everything together into one, having so many conversations with friends and family that are just heavy. A lot's been happening, a lot is going on. And I just want to honor everyone who may have gone through it this last month. But I do believe that September is, I don't know, there's something about September. Maybe it's like the ending of my relationship or what, but there's this weightlessness of, well, we can't control everything. And even if we thought something was true in the moment we thought it was true, that does not mean it needs to be true anymore. So I feel like this September is weightlessness and this inspiring month to just reimagine my life. And what does that look like for me? And so I'm doing a lot of reframing around my physical vessel, my body, my mindset, the way I interact with my community, and being really intentional in how I show up and intentional in the way I even eat, the way that I breathe, the way that I think, and just really coming back into my singular purpose, right? I want to live in my life as free and as happy and as joyful and as playful as possible. And if I look at the life that I've created and the life and where my mindset is currently or was, that's not where I was at. And that's totally okay. But the more that I can play and the more that I can have fun in what I do and support beautiful human beings along the way, that is where the true gift of my essence lives. So really coming back home, trying to find that innocence and that play again in my life. And yeah, just taking really good care of myself. How can I drink all the waters? How can I just amplify the energy I do have and make it feel easeful again? So I'm really calling in a fun and playful September. You let me know what you're calling in though, because, we do have eclipse season coming up, but we are out of Mercury retrograde, which feels really good. We're communicating clearly again. But yeah, I'm very curious to see what you have in store for September, because a lot will be happening. A lot's going to be shifting. We're heading into the fall season now too. I'm actually kind of excited about it. Don't hate me. And yeah, there's just so much goodness to be had this month, and I love this for us. And with that said, I pulled two cards before we head into the monthly forecast. But before that, I do want to say these used to be the Flourish forecast, and in the transitioning of combining both of my businesses, we are moving into Potent Pathways. So this in and of itself format is actually changing. So instead of doing weekly forecasts, I'm going to just do monthly forecasts and just go really deep into the month once. Exciting. Love. And if you want more details, I'll be showing up more on social with details of all of the transits and going further into all of those. You can follow me at design.to.be.human if you'd like to follow along on Insta. Okay. Also, it'll hold me accountable for actually showing up there, because consistency, I know in my chart I'm meant to be consistent. I get it. Every time I do follow a routine and I'm consistent with it, I feel so fucking good. I cannot tell you how inconsistent I can be. I am consistently inconsistent. So that is also part of the reframe and really restructuring, because what I want to create requires someone new to fully show up and take myself very seriously, obviously in the realm of play, but seriously in owning my own energy and sleeping well, eating well, moving my body, and just nurturing my soul through connection and with myself, with my community, and with my business. So, okay, we'll wrap that up And let's move into the card pulls. So for the month of September, I am obsessed with this pull. We've got King of Pentacles here. You can see that. And King of Pentacles is, all about leadership and prosperity and business, and it's all about your security. So your businesses are going to be a pretty big focus this month. But in order to build the foundation for prosperity and abundance to come your way, which I'm obsessed with. So good. And then we got the Magician reversed. So where are we not utilizing all of our resources? The Magician is like the true alchemist, right? So if we can look at our businesses and our lives, how can we start taking the resources we already have? Maybe we forgot about them, or maybe we don't even necessarily see them as resources yet, but how can we reinvigorate what we already have and add it to our cauldron to recreate, whether that's our business, our offering, a project, a client relationship, our friendships, whatever that may be. How do we move back into the magician, the alchemist, the flow of the world? I just see this dancing witch with all this gold spewing around her and just being woo, 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 woo. Maybe it's me. Anyways, there is a flow to the magician, right? And it's if we don't have the flow, the feminine flow of utilizing the resources we have, how are we going to have the masculine of the King of Pentacles really show up for us, right? So it's really about nurturing the resources that we have so we can build the prosperity and abundance that's meant for us. It is already in our orbit here, so let's fucking make it happen, okay? I'm calling in the King of Pentacles. I'm let's do it. I'm so ready for it. So ready. So, with that said, welcome to September 4th, Wednesday, September 4th. I will start heading into the human design transits of the month. So we have 5 transits that are happening this month. If you see me looking over here, I'm looking at my calendar that has all the transits on it. It's also available for download on Substack. So get it for free. Anyways. So we have 5 different transits happening this month, which is super exciting. What I really love about this transit system and the forecasting is that we get to play with energies we may or may not have, right? So if we already have these gates, then we get to play in it consistently. But if we don't have these gates, we get to go and experiment and play with the worlds around us, right? Be really open and try on a new identity with these gifts that we have for 6 days. So each transit lasts 6 days, and we get to be in every expression of that transit, okay? So I'm going to try and bring it, we'll go human design, analytical and detailed, and I'm going to try and bring it down to real life and how to make it tangible and applicable for you. So going with our transit that starts today, 9/4 to Tuesday, 9/9, the transit is happening in our crown. So the crown sits above our head, and this rules inspiration, right? So if you have a defined crown, you have probably one of these gates already defined to your ajna, which sits right below the crown, okay? And having the crown represents inspiration. So if you have it defined, you're really able to source inspiration from within. And if you have it undefined, you get to explore inspiration, be inspired by the worlds around you. So wonderful. So just making sure, because the shadow side of the crown is not to come and overwhelm. There's a lot of mental pressure when the crown is defined, and it's pressure to find answers. And if we have an open crown, we're really not meant to find the answers, okay? We're not meant to stress out about the answers. We're just meant to just be really present and be in the inspiration of it all. So with that said, we do have Gate 64 in our conscious sun, and Gate 64 is the gate of confusion. It is all about resolving chaos and confusion, okay? Gate 64 is the last gate of the entire system of gates, and it really calls us to start thinking about what is ending. What are things that we want to close out? If we look at our businesses from a bird's eye view, we zoom out, because we're constantly in it like this, right? If we zoom out, what is causing our not self iterations to come out? What is amplifying our signature self? And as a reminder, for all energy types, we have the not self and our signature self, okay? So for the MGs and manifesting generators, What is causing dissatisfaction in your businesses? Write a list down. Moving it over to your signature self of satisfaction. Write that list down. What is actually working in your business? How can you do more of this? What are the things that are causing your sacral energy to be lit the fuck up? That's what we want, satisfaction. So if there's something that we can do, move you from dissatisfaction into satisfaction, do that. If nothing's going to move you into satisfaction on this task, offboard it or get it off your to-do list, okay? Because we need you to be lit the fuck up. So us non-energy beings can really just feel amplified by you, okay? So that's the MGs and generators. Then we have the projectors. What is causing your not self of bitterness right now? Write it down. What is going to move you into success? Write it down. And success can be monetary success, but it's also an energetic sense of success. How does success feel in your body, projector? Okay? For manifestors, what is causing you anger? How can we move that into peace? Let us know. And then reflectors, our 1% little babies, we love you. What is causing disappointment? Write it down. And what is moving you into surprise, right? Reflectors are just meant to be surprised by their lives because they're completely undefined and they're really one of the most feminine of you are the most feminine of all the energy types, okay? So when you're thinking about these gates, think about your not self and your signature, okay? That is what's really going to help align you into making decisions that are in your integrity, in your purpose for an ease and wealth for your business. So with Gate 64 as a conscious sun, we're here to resolve the chaos and confusion. We are really here this week to look at the things that aren't working, leave them behind and start something new. Gate 64 is also with endings, there are beginnings, right? So it's like, how do we find new inspiration coming from the head that's going to move us into our signature selves, okay? We are going to have big intuitive downloads to our big ideas. We're going to want to do all the things, but what are the things that are going to make you feel the most lit up, okay? This is not about forcing at all. It's about letting the clarity come in time and in the form of epiphanies, okay? That is our conscious sun. That is what we're going to be lit up by for the next 6 days. And what's going to really ground us into that is going to be our conscious earth grounding, also from the crown, in Gate 63, which is the gate of doubt. But it's really about exploring the unknown, okay? And what's really important here for Gate 63, it's not about doubting yourself, but it's about healthy doubting of your environments. Again, when you're writing down the list of what's causing your not self to come out, what is going to move you into signature? How can you question, why is this causing me dissatisfaction? Why is this causing me dissatisfaction? Great. Can I move it into success? Yes. Great. Move it there. Questioning why it's causing you dissatisfaction is what's going to really ground you into closing out the cycle, into reimagining your future and creating a new vision for your business. Okay? So again, do not get caught up in doubting yourself because you are magnificent, obviously, but get really curious about what you want to create in the future. Okay? Healthy doubting of your external environments, not your internal environments. Okay? So moving on to our next transit. It starts on Tuesday, 9:10 and goes all the way until Sunday, 9:15. So we'll have our ajna, which is our thinking processing center, and then our solar plexus, which is our emotional center, have activated gates in it for this transit. So just making sure with the shadow of the ajna is mental rigidity, and that's not an overthinking, and that's really not what we are here to be doing with this. So with our conscious sun in gate 47, which is the gate of realization, it's all about making sense of confusion. You have to be aware of not getting so stuck to find that epiphany, but really believing in the impossible and keeping that faith while you believe in it. You know, you're really skilled at seeing what is in its current situation and how it can be better. So it's literally piggybacking off of last week's and moving it into the following week and getting really clear on what are the next steps for you, right? So it's really about this like complete reinvention to really move you into your greatest, most potent potential. And that is really what we're all here to do, like, end of story. So you are here to use your mind to solve problems, but in abstract ways. Your brain is not going to be linear this week. And it's just about dreaming more of what your better life would look like. Okay? And then what's going to ground us into that is going to be gate 22. And that is the gate of openness and gracefulness. Okay? This is a magnetic gate to have this week. When you are in a good fucking mood, get the fuck out of your apartment, go and make friends, because those connections this week are going to be so potent for you, okay? When you are going out and you're on this high, because we're in the emotional solar plexus wave, you're going to be like, oh my God, I love you, I love you, I love you. And then people are just going to be like magnetized to you. And that is where you're going to either get that inspiration that you needed to complete that thought process, or you have a new connection for like another place of money. Like, you are going to be so magnetic in this, okay? This is really about also using your emotional space to hold for active listening, right? To create change in other people. You're going to be feeling, as much as you're going to feel really high highs this week too, you can't really feel high highs without low lows, okay? So you're going to be swinging on the pendulum, but that's okay, because we all need to be humbled sometimes by our own brains. But yeah, so we have the ajna, gate 47, thinking, and then we have our emotional. I actually really like the duality here of, or the not conflict, but like the two ways of being is, oh, we're coming for our mind, or oh, we're coming for our emotions. It's like, oh, well, we kind of have to play in balance. Our mind can do all the thinking, but how to really balance it out is through feeling through our bodies. We got to feel through our bodies. We got to support everyone, and we've got to show up as ourselves so we can attract the right opportunities to us. So this week is going to be perfect for that. And as far as like biz insights go, I highly recommend networking this week, finding groups of people that you really enjoy being a part of, and just like being out in the world, especially with energy that feels really, really high. If you're in a low, go home, rest, reset, and do your thing. And then moving into our third transit of the month, we have Monday 9/16 to Friday 9/20, and we will be ruled only in our solar plexus for the next 6 days here. 9/16 to 9/20. From our emotional center, remember? So there's going to be a lot of moodiness, emotional instability, emotional avoidance, or fear of confrontation this week. But with that, we do have a beautiful gate. We have gate 6 as our conscious sun, and that is the gate of friction. And that is really about breaking down barriers to build connection. You have an innate capacity this week of making people feel very safe and connected, okay? It's really about being able to confront any truths or fears of intimacy that you may have, whether that's in personal or business relationships, and building an intimacy that feels warm, right? Gate 6 is really about breaking down barriers through your innate warmth to build connection, right? And also on the other side of that is the fear of doing that, and the fear of the potent gift of breaking down barriers. Like, that's not an easy thing. But also, like, imagine when you do break down barriers for other people and people then get to break down their own barriers with themselves, the amount of vulnerability and love that's going to exist within that relationship is going to be massive. Okay? And what's really going to ground us into that is going to be the gate 36, the gate of crisis. It's about turning darkness into light. So it does feel like it's going to be kind of a heavy week emotionally for people, but without the darkness, again, we won't be able to see the life. So this is about really feeling life as deeply as possible this week. You're going to be able to really understand people and all types of people this week, right? Because this gate's all about feeling really deeply into things, you also get to experience really high highs and the really low lows of not only your experience, because I'm a non-emotional, so I'm cool, calm, and collected. So with this gate, it's going to be a high, like, it's going to feel a bit foreign in my body as a non-emotional. For the emotional people, it's just going to be, if you have it, great, you know what this feels like.
If you don't, you have it defined but don't have this gate, you get to experiment with these like high highs, right? So you just have we all have a really deep understanding of the human experience. I'm going to suggest, as far as biz insights, how can you connect deeply to the clients that you have? How can you nurture the network and the relationships that you have to the people who are supporting your business? And get really curious about what tensions are coming up, what is the darkness that you get to turn into light, right? Use this as an opportunity to do some market research with your clients. Reach out to your community and be like, hey, it's kind of an intense week. What's going on? And then from their responses, how can then you move that or create a product or, create a post that's just saying, hey, I heard you, I see you, and this is how I can support you. X, Y, and Z. Okay, and then moving into our 4th transit from Saturday 9/21 to Thursday 9/26, we will be lit up in our G Center. My core 4 is all of my gates are in my G Center, so I love the center. I think it's incredibly magical. The G Center really rules attracting love, beauty, and direction in life. So both of the gates are going to be coming from the G Center this week, so expect a lot of love. A lot of love this week. Our sun is going to be in gate 46. So how can we, which is the gate of determination and the love for power of the body. So how can we fully embody it in our experience and our day-to-day businesses, right? We need to really start looking at our businesses as a relationship with ourselves, right? As much as we need to build a relationship with ourselves, we need to build a relationship with our businesses, and we need to build a relationship with our communities. So getting really, ruthless with treating your vessel like it's all or fucking nothing, because it really is. Like, your experience and quality of life is so dependent on how you feel. So move your body, meditate, EFT tap, get so fucking embodied and grounded this week. It's going to feel so good and such a great reset for you to really be ignited in your business again. Okay? And just remember that you're always in the right place at the right time, especially when you release all of the expectations of what you think your business should be, okay? So really, again, the presence, the embodiment portion is presence, right? It's mindfulness of what you're intaking and what you're giving out. So just paying really close attention to what your body is telling you this week. And what's really going to ground you in that, which I love, another love gate, the gate of spirit of self, innocent love. Okay, so this is really what's going to ground you in your body this week is loving all aspects of humanity, of the world, of the universe, right? It's really about looking at things with this like new lens of excitement and wonder and letting yourself just shine, right? Shine in the presence of authenticity. That's what you get to do this week, okay? So again, G Center does rule direction. So consider this feeling of all this love and embodiment within you. How can you actually create a schedule and a routine around your business that makes you feel this way all of the time? That is the key here. Really celebrate your routines, celebrate your self-care, and really activate your inner child this week. Your inner child is going to open up new pathways for you to really see your business with a new lens, especially if you're really trying to innovate and reimagine your business for the new way. Okay. And then for our last and final transit, from Saturday 9/27 to Tuesday 10/1, we have our spleen activated and our ajna activated. Okay. And our spleen rules our fears and our intuitions, knowing what is healthy and what is not healthy for us. Ajna defined again, which is going to be we're going to be mentally stimulated this week. So we're going to move into gate 18. Sun is going to be in conscious gate 18, which is the gate of correction. You're really here to not only defend human rights, but also to, how to make things better. Okay. Again, heading back into the energy of our businesses. We've spent the entire month getting embodied, questioning, reimagining, and envisioning what our business is going to look like. So now, what is working? What is not working? How can we correct it into a way where we move from our not self into our signature self? Okay. You're going to have high standards this week. You're going to hold up people to your standards as well, and you're going to know who is integrity and who is not. So really looking at your business and who your network is and who is supporting you, who is bringing you down, and having conversations around what you really need and getting brutally honest about the success of your future. Okay. And what's really going to ground us in that is going to be gate 17, which is the gate of opinion, and it's fact-based opinions. Okay. So when you are looking at all of these systems for correction within your business, you need to look at all of the evidence to make it true, okay? Look at the facts, remove yourself from any of the emotional aspects of this week, and really look at it from ajna state of mind. State of mind. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's okay. But you are really here to inspire a new way of being and inspiring a new way for people being in your business, okay? So a question could be, have you thought about this to yourself? Have you thought about doing this in your business? Again, looking at what is not working and what is working in your business by utilizing your body, your not self theme, and your signature themes, depending on what your energy type is really going to support you in navigating what is working and what is not working, okay? So creating a really open mind to exploring the facts this week is going to be very crucial to the success of your business, of your alignment this week, okay? So yeah, just looking at write down all the facts. Is it true? Get some Kitty Byron in there. Is it true? And yeah, do a lot of journaling this week around what is working and what is not working, and getting really clear on what you do want to call in and what's not working, okay? What's not working is just more information for you. Okay. Cool. So those are the 5 transits for September. And the last thing I will leave you with are for my non-energy beings. So when I say non-energy beings, if you are a manifestor, a reflector, or a projector, you do not have a defined sacral. And the sacral center is what gives people joy and light and consistent energy to life force energy. So when we have transits that define our sacral, us non-energy beings are like, fuck yeah! And then we crash and burn, which is great because we get a lot of shit done. So as far as planning out your month with the most energy, we will have 3 days where we have a defined sacral. Okay, so on September 4th, so today, we do have a defined sacral in G center. And then on September 10th, we also have a defined sacral in G center. And September 20th, we have a defined sacral and spleen. So September 4th, September 10th, and September 20th. If you're planning on big launches or needing a lot of energy for something specific, I would plan around those days specifically to support you and having a bit of extra energy, especially if you are a non-energetic projector. Okay? Okay. Well, let me know how that was in the comments below, and I really hope some of this resonates. I can't wait to hear what comes up for you over the month of September. But I'm wishing you all luck. I honestly think that this month is all about the glow up. Got new hair. I'm going to be focusing on my body and eating well and sleeping well and drinking lots of water. I'm going to go see my fam bam. It's going to be a whole thing. So would love to hear how it goes for you, and have a great day. Bye.